here with Chris Arreola, who's in camp for his big fight May 1st, all Mexican heavyweight pay-per-view. I think that's making history right there, man. How does it feel to be a part of this chapter of boxing?
You know, I'm blessed to have gone through so many chapters of boxing. I'm a fortunate dude, but I've always said that I let my fortitude do my talking. I just keep working. I don't stop, man. I love what I do. And again, I'm fortunate, and I thank Andy for giving me the opportunity to show my showcase again, to showcase my skills again, and it should be a fun fight.
Chris, you're Mexico's first heavyweight. Do you think you get enough credit for that, for what you've done? Open up the door and let the big Mexicans know that there's room for them in the sport.
You know what, there's some that I do get the credit, and there's some people that just talk shit, but at the end of the day, you know, I know what I am, I know what I've done, and I worked hard for every fight, and whether I won or lost, I gave them all in every one of my fights. And yeah, and that's because I'm a Mexican. The Mexican comes out of me in every fight. You know, they want me to box, and it's hard for me to box when I just want to fight.
You look very good right now. If you can tell us your weight, Andy looks very good. You're both very focused and motivated for this. It's a lot at stake for both of your careers. How are you feeling in this camp?
You know what, like I said, this hasn't been fight camp. It's just been straight boxing, training hard every day, 3 hours a day. We're here, and then I hit another hour and a half, hour in the gym at home. But right now I'm probably walking around in the mid-30s, 230s or somewhere around there. But the thing is, I really don't give a fuck what I weigh. All I care about is going to war with Andy and being able to go 12-4 rounds and giving the fans a great fight. That's really what I'm worried about. I'm not worried about my weight. You know, back in the days, I used to care too much for my weight, and I neglected my boxing part. You know, now it's all about boxing. You can't get ready for boxing unless you're boxing.
Seems to be the same thing for him. He's gonna come in around 250 something, he said, maybe 20 pounds heavier than you, but he looks good too. How do you see him, man, in training camp with Canelo?
He looks great, man. He looks great, and that also motivates me to work harder, because I know he's a very motivated fighter, and he's someone that I have to fight, and obviously I better come in the best shape that I could possibly can to be able to withstand his stamina and his skills. So this should be a barn burner. It should be a great fight for the fans.
I know when you're in camp, you try to block out all the extracurricular activity, like maybe even social media, but if you've gotten a chance to see some of the highlights of him moving around with Canelo, throwing a few shoulder rolls, it looks like Canelo's hands-on with this camp for him and is teaching him a few things. Do you think that's gonna, obviously that's beneficial for him, but how much do you expect of Canelo's influence and whatever he's teaching them to come fight time?
You know, at the end of the day, you know, it's going to be me versus him. You know, Canelo can't come in the ring. Canelo could teach him everything he can, but can he teach a old dog new tricks? Me, him, you know what I mean? I'm sure he'll pick some things up, which calls for a great fight, a good fight, a fan-friendly fight. And, you know, he is fortunate to have someone like Canelo there, because he is someone that has been there, done that, and he is teaching him a lot. Come fight time, you know, again, it's just me and Andy. Yeah. No Canelo. Canelo's going to be outside just watching.
You guys are very similar. You've had the same kind of off and off habits outside the ring or whatnot. What has changed mentally with you, and can you relate to him almost like a mirror image of yourself, and you're like, I know this guy like the back of my hand, and you guys go way back from the sparring and all that?
You know, personally, if I had the opportunity that he did, I probably would have done the same shit. I probably would have blown up. It's hard for a man that has nothing to have everything, just like that. Like, think about it, you know what I mean? Like, let's just say anyone that's making $40,000 a year, $50,000 a year, then all of a sudden they're like, here's $10 million. You know, how are you gonna act? How are people gonna act, you know? So I don't hold nothing of that against him, you know? It's human nature, man, it's tough. So this is his comeback. We'll see what he has, and I'm working hard to turn him into a Buster Douglas.
Yeah, obviously you're focused on the fight, but just it's a historic pay-per-view. It's two Mexican heavyweights, the first ever pay-per-view. What are your goals in terms of pay-per-view buys? Do you envision any kind of numbers?
You know what? I don't go by numbers. I don't go on nothing. But I just say this, that it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a fun fight. All the fights are going to be great. It's a stacked Mexican card. And if you know anything about Mexicans, we love to fight. We love to fight not because we're fighters, but we love the respect you get after a fight. So it should be a great boxing night. great boxing event on pay-per-view.
Two more questions. What was the last conversation you had with him? A candid one? Maybe after he won the title, or outside of the sport, not even knowing you guys would eventually fight.
You know, in all honesty, after he won the title, I just sent him congratulations and everything like that. You know, I'm not a hater. You know, he deserved everything he got. He deserved that title win. He did something that I didn't do. He took advantage of the opportunity. I had my opportunities and I didn't take advantage of it. And you know what? My respects go out to him and his team at the time that he won the title, because you could tell he worked hard. He was fat, but who cares? He did exactly what he was supposed to do, and he was in the best boxing condition. He was in good boxing condition. Not that he was a bodybuilder, he was in good boxing condition.
Yeah.